So hi, one of the Good Noise podcasters, Marco. We're going to ask him some questions today. I'm going to start. So what inspired you to start making music?
I've always kind of made it since I was little because my mom was in the music industry. So when I was really young, she made me take like guitar and piano lessons and stuff like that. And she was always showing me new music and all that good stuff around the house. Like in my household, music was always playing at all times. So I think I've always just been surrounded by it, I guess.
Okay.
All right, solid. So congrats on your newest release, Cedar Creek EP. How do you feel the response to it so far? Of course, yeah.
Stoked. I mean, it's doing really well, which is great and all, but like I guess numbers are not what's important to me. I think what's really important to me is I guess the reaction to the songs that mean a lot to me, something like the song Cedar Creek or something like the song Thank You, which came from like a really tough part of my life and from a really deep part of my heart, and for people to reach out and say like, hey, that song really like hit me hard, or I can really relate to that song. That's what feels the best, you know, because it's so not on the surface, it's so deep. So to connect with someone on that level musically means I just connect with them as a person. So that feels fantastic.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I'm so happy you've gotten that reaction. It's always good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So is there any meaning behind the EP name or cover art?
Yeah. So the name is based off of a park that's like literally out that window right there. And you know, I grew up in this town, so it's like when you're little, the park has a bunch of hills. So when it snows, you go sledding, and then you know the park from there. Or you're on a baseball team and you play baseball in that park. And then you get a little older, and it's like that's where the kids drink in high school. You know what I'm saying? And then you get a little. So it's like no matter what age you are in this town, that park ends up. And then actually, when you get even older, when you're an adult and you're kind of out of that life, like it's the starting path. Like if you bike ride or you run or you hike, like that's the path to the beach on Long Island. So it's like no matter what age you are in this town, like that's a huge part of your life. And I've gone through so many both great and unspeakable things in that park that I feel like it was the perfect name. And the cover art was based off of the fact that there's like a mile stretch of it, and that mile stretch is like all sand for some reason. It's not really a beach, there's no water, but there's just a ton of sand. So that's why the cover art is the color that it is, because of the sand that's in the park.
Okay.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Of course. Can you tell me about your writing process for this EP?
Yeah. I mean, my writing process is pretty. I don't know. I feel like it's like every artist on the planet. Like I'm not anything special there. I produce my own music and I write my own music. So I think I just write whenever something comes to mind. I can't really control that or sit down and write. It's like I could be driving, I could be in the shower, I could be out at work or something like that, and it just comes to me. So then I write that down on my phone, and then obviously you have to sit down to produce music. So then I'll make beats, and there are times like Cedar Creek, for example, where I made that beat and I just started like scrolling through lyrics in my phone that I had, and I found those lyrics, and I was like, oh, this is literally perfect. Like, you know, when it gives you that feeling when you can put the lyrics over that beat and you're like, oh, this was made for each other, like your soulmate. So that's literally how my writing process has gone since I was a kid, and even now.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So where was your headspace at while you're writing this EP?
It was at a place where, you know, I think the whole basis of the EP was the fact that I am 25 now, and all the things that I went through at Cedar Creek molded me as a person. But also, I feel like a lot of artists write about their emotions in the moment. You know, like if you're going through heartbreak, you write about heartbreak type of thing. But I'm not going through those things anymore. It's been like, you know, a decade out. It's been 8 years out, 7 years out. And it's like, now I can write about it from the perspective of an adult, you know, someone like looking back kind of thing. So that's kind of like where my headspace was at, is like trying to comprehend how these things in the past turned me into who I am today.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. It's like reflection.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it felt great, man. It was really therapeutic, you know.
Wonderful. So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this EP to invoke in your listeners?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I would really love for them to just relate to things I say. Obviously, there are songs like Harm and Down where there's nothing to relate to, which is fun. But, I just want people to relate to the things that I say. And I think that's what I always want, not just in this EP. I think what I'm working on right now, same thing. I'm working on some stuff that is also really deep and means a lot to me. So I feel like if someone can relate to it, that makes me feel fantastic.
All right. So is there any band or artist influences that you think you can hear on the EP?
Yeah, a lot of them, then. I feel like every song has a different, like, oddly enough, maybe not like an influence or like someone I was trying to sound like, but I feel like there was always a song or an artist that like inspired me. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. That makes me want to go write music, because I'm not writing music every day all the time. So it's like specifically like weird ones like Cedar Creek. I remember I wrote those lyrics after listening to Fast Car by Tracy Chapman, and just like how on the surface she was about everything, and like how it's so minimal and she's just talking about her problems. So I wrote Cedar Creek. And then I'm a big Pharrell fan, so obviously in something like Harm, like you could definitely hear the Pharrell sound on the beat. It's little things like that. It's like, even there are a lot of times where I'll write it over another artist like song and then have to go and make my own production, whether it sounds like that song or not. Like I definitely wrote the song MySpace over a Jesse Reyes song. And then obviously I didn't make it sound like that Jesse Reyes song, but like I have to admit that that's where the inspiration came from if I wrote it over that kind of beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's so cool.
The inspirations are just everywhere. It just depends on what I'm listening to in the moment.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never heard somebody do that before, where they basically just take like the bass of a song, write over it, and then kind of like switch it up to how they would want it, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just I always just connect the lyrics to the beats, but there are some times where the lyrics are, in a weird way, it was just a remix to a different song at first, and then it's like, oh, whatever. I'm just gonna make it not a remix, make it original.
Yeah. Do you do that often, or is that just like when it hits you, basically?
I think it's like a process. I can think of a few times where I've done it before. I have a song that's like, it sounds nothing like this song, but I wrote the entire song over Kendrick Lamar's Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, but if you listen to the song that those lyrics are on, it's like, it has no correlation to that song whatsoever. But still, I mean, it was written over it, so screw it.
Yeah. That's really cool. I like that a lot.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So this one should go like super, super fast. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this EP in 3 words as fast as you can.
Nostalgia, reflection, like you said, and growth.
Growth. Good choice.
You look so scared. Yeah, you look so scared when you said off the top of your head. You put the drink down, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the one time I have water in my mouth. You're like, off the time.
Really fast.
As I'm finishing up the question, I expect them.
Exactly.
Spewing water at the
Oh, God.
So
where do you see this project in the next 5 years?
This project specifically? Hopefully, I think every artist wants to see it be the one that everyone goes back to. Something like, trying to think of it, something like Chance's Acid Rap, like I think it was his second project, but still, like, everyone goes back to that project. I still go back to that project to this day. I think no matter what, I'm going to keep putting out projects, but I would love for people to always go back and listen to this one, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely. All right. So for the last couple of questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go straight to death row for a little bit.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Mega quintuple boom.
Last meal and drink.
And drink, yeah.
So I'm a big sushi guy. So I want to say sushi. But tuna, like specifically like a tuna tartare. I don't know. That sounds so bougie, but I think that's
it's
what
very
I would
good,
want.
yeah.
Yeah. A drink. I'm a big like fan of like a dirty martini. Like I would probably just do a nice dirty martini and a tuna tartare. Wow, I sound like the bougiest person on the planet.
Oh my
Like, I
God.
sound like the worst human, but also that's what I would do.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It's your death row meal. Treat yourself. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I don't
Who
have
cares?
those meals often. I don't remember the last time I had a tuna tartare, but it's definitely my favorite food.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Solid.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
One what world? Fiction, you
Fictional.
said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good question. The first thing that came to my mind was like the Looney Tunes because
Yeah.
they could just do whatever they want and like they just have fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think of another fictional world. Like, yeah, I feel like I'd go there. I feel like it sounds like the most fun. I don't know. Like I watch shows like The Walking Dead and stuff, but why would I want to be in that fictional world? That actually sounds terrible. Like I don't want to do that.
Probably like die. That wouldn't be fun.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't think I'd survive. I don't think I would last.
Same.
But yeah, I'm going Looney Tune, the Toon World.
Exactly. Wonderful. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has said it's the most important question.
Okay. Oh God. All right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your favorite color?
Green.
Green? Do you have a specific
Yeah.
shade?
Yeah, like a darker foresty, like earth tone green.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Solid.
it's calming to me. It could be. I feel like it's biased. I feel like that was my high school colors, but I also didn't like high school. But I feel like I guess I was just surrounded by the colors so much. But I don't know. It's always super calming to me. Any real earth tones, but specifically like a dark green is like really awesome.
Okay.
All right. Solid. Good choice. Good choice.
Awesome.
So as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Just listen to the EP. Just definitely check out the Cedar Creek EP because it means a lot to me, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And that's it.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sitting down with us. This has been Marco and Really Good Noise Podcast.